The general skill level of the player base has really improved in the past couple of years. Maybe that's just an illusion due to the massive PP inflation from the shit-ass maps somehow squeezing their way into ranked, or it's the fact that everyone and their grandma has a Wu-Tang or Drunk Deer keyboard, or Osu is genuinely more competitive, or maybe all of the above and more. But even amongst top players, there exist players that stand out way above the rest. They'll have reached rank 1, rank 1, or close to it, then continue to set legendary scores irrespective of PP, then continue to perform in the World Cup, and their overall skill ceiling is generally much higher than other high-level players. So, what is the difference between these sorts of players compared to your average top 100 player? Timestamps are on screen right now and in the description down below. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. I want to focus on primarily 3 players today: mrekk, WhiteCat and FlyingTuna. Why these players, you might ask? Yeah. It's best to start with their roots. What they looked like in their first few hundred hours on Osu, and honestly, amongst all 3 players, their beginnings look quite similar. So, a trend you can notice is that their top plays contain quite a lot of no-mod consistency maps or TV-sized jump maps. But these maps, even the TV-sized jump maps, are objectively harder than what we see today, because the jumps are way less comfortable and there are way more bursts. These players are also not afraid to experiment with basic mod combinations as well. But mrekk in particular was a hidden only player before branching out, which is very interesting. And of course, top plays aren't everything, but you can tell quite a lot about what they're capable of based on them alone. And they all hit PP milestones pretty quickly once they see that the DT mod exists, and spam all the aim slot that was available 6 to 9 years ago. And also notice how 2 of the 3 players are left-handed, and I don't believe that's a coincidence at all, right? Because left-handed players are truly set up for something generational, and I have to envy them. Like, I feel like it's a genetics type thing. Like, did you know that 10% of the world is left-handed? That's like if you got born, you have a 10% chance of being good at Osu because you're left-handed. Like, that is insane to me. Like, this really is a genetics game. Like, there's none of this like play more stuff. This is, you know, they make up only 10% of the population, but produce like 50% of the best scores in the game. What? That did not sound like the way I want. Osu leaves a jump scare! Shh. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just woke up at like 7 AM this morning. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going off script now. Actually, there was no script, and I'm just going on a tangent. Actually, there was a script. The first 3 minutes. I'm looking at the Audacity recording now. The first 3 minutes was a script. But now that I've got your attention, I can just yap about random shit and call it a day. What am I playing? Songs compilation. Oh yeah. I'm gonna end up picking the Yorishika one, because the reason I know this is because I recorded a video in live time with, you can hear my keys, I think, and I'm playing on a pretty interesting skin. I don't know if you guys like it or hate it. I personally hate it, but I love the player. When I came back to Osu, I was like, okay, what do I want to do? I'm just gonna play random TV-sized anime openings because they're nostalgic. And my favorite player back then was HVic or Havik, I don't know how to say it. This guy, I don't know. It's just like the Miraizu play, I think. He was playing with this really random skin that was completely unreadable, but he was like, he completely diffed the entire leaderboard in the first like 10 hours of it being ranked. But I don't like the skin. I'm just playing with it because of vibes, and I wanted this video to be funny, I guess. But it's not that funny. It's just going to be something completely random. So yeah, it's been 4 years. 4 years. Last time I uploaded a video was probably in 2022. A lot can happen in 4 years. A lot has happened in 4 years. I've graduated from university like half a year ago. Got my master's in computer science. Got a first, which is the highest you can get in a UK university. So I'm taking that, and that landed me a job as a hardware engineer, working at one of the big semiconductor companies, and I don't want to name which in case I get cancelled. So I don't know where I'm going with this actually. I was studying computer science. And that usually means you want to be a software engineer. But I didn't end up doing software engineering. And I think that's a good thing because you have ChatGPT. I just missed on something completely random. That is absolutely terrible. I haven't played in a while, so that's my excuse. And I was recording this at 11 PM, this play at least. Because April Fool's was coming up and I wanted just to do something random. I was talking about software engineering, yes. There are so many LLMs now, like, they can just code everything for you in like 2 seconds. Like, Stack Overflow is dead. I just found that really funny. I checked that 2 weeks ago, and there's nobody using Stack Overflow because you can just chat to an LLM to learn how to code. So I was like, okay, software engineering is cooked. I'm just going to transfer to something that will be cooked in a little bit less time, but we're still cooked. But I'm getting paid well. I have a good work-life balance, and I'm enjoying the work. So that's worked out for me. I feel like 4 years. I think when I came back, I noticed like 4 years is the same amount of time I spent playing this game. So I was gone for as long as I played this game, because I'm pretty sure I started in like 2018. But as I came back, I started talking to some Discord members on my server, whoever remains. There used to be like 8,000 members, and now there's like 3,700 off the top of my head. So literally everybody's disappeared, which is fair enough. I've died, so everybody else dies. And everyone's grown up. I mean, no shit. Like, it's been 4 years, but it is just surreal that, you know, people were kids watching my videos, and now they're at university or they started work, or if they're older than that, when they watch my videos, they, I don't know, bought a house, have a car, have a wife and kids. I don't know. Everybody just moves on. And I didn't think I would have this much of an impact on the community, because people still remember me, which is completely wild, because I am just, back then I was a random 4-digit and now I'm a random 5-digit. But clearly something worked out at some point whilst I was making YouTube content. And as usual, you don't really expect things to blow up, but when they do, they blow up out of proportion completely. Especially the beginners 2020 video. Generally, I made that for my Discord members, of which I had like 50, and I couldn't be asked to copy and paste the same advice I gave to like the same type of player that came into this server every time. For context, the reason I have the Discord server in the first place was because I randomly said, okay, let's have free OSU coaching or whatever, and I noticed like everybody was having the same problem. They would just like jump one tricks with 88% accuracy, playing Haramatri Clover. Like, I couldn't be asked to type out the same paragraph over and over again. I could also just say play more, but I'm not that type of person. And then I ended up making a video, and that was going to be my last video ever on that OSU channel, because I was going to go enter university and I have to lock in and start a new life and figure things out for myself that isn't just playing games all day. I have to meet people, socialize and stuff like that. But no, in October 2020, my Discord notifications are completely fucked, and my YouTube notifications are completely fucked. And I found that out whilst I was in a pub hanging out with the new people in my year that I just met. And suddenly shit is happening online, and I don't know. But the next morning I was confused too. I think that's the truth. And here we are. I'm dragged back onto the computer, playing video games, playing OSU, because I realized that making videos is kind of fun, and if people want to see more content, then I guess I'll continue to deliver. So I just got dragged back into playing OSU when I intended to quit in 2020, and then I became a better player than I was before I started making videos. I don't know if you still play OSU or you've moved on. I don't think I'd be back in 2026, to be honest. But at the same time, I don't think, some gut feeling told me that I was going to come back, which is why I didn't say I was going to quit. I just randomly left. And no, I didn't die. There was no grenade incident. If anything, I caught the grenade and threw it back at Cookie Z or something like that. That was a real story. Which is why he's playing with a mouse. Yeah. The beginning of this year actually was a pretty big reflection on my part. I went back home for New Year's / Christmas holidays and had a big reflection on who I am as a person and what I wanted in life. And somehow that led me back to YouTube. Despite having a job, a stable job, where I'm being compensated well and I'm basically living the life as you would want from a young 20s person. I'm 24. That's pretty old by those play-based standards, but realistically that's not old at all. And there's a lot of time that I can spend doing something that I actually enjoy. And I found out that I really like communicating. I really like the idea of, well, multiple things. Improving at something you actually enjoy doing in a pretty, I wouldn't say systematic manner, but in a pretty well-guided manner. Always boils down to this idea of like, you have to learn the fundamentals first. That's always something that happens in everything, not just OSU, whether it's learning a new hobby, getting involved in new skills, learning, getting on board with a new job. It always starts with the fundamentals, and once you go on from there, then you're really set up for life. I don't want to yap about fundamentals. I do that every video. Yeah, so I reflected on what I wanted to do in the next 50 years, basically, and I found out in the next 10 years, I want to do something fun. And fun for me is making the most of my strengths and my talents and the opportunity for me. And I think that's important because I feel like we are forced or thrown into the idea that we need to have some sort of stable life path ahead of us. You know, you do the typical go to school, go to college and do all that. And I've done all that. I have done all that. But yeah, here I am back again, having done all that. Because I feel like there's actually something much more important than that. And it's doing whatever you want to do. Whatever your heart tells you, whatever your mind tells you, and you have a gut feeling about it. It's when you have that gut feeling that's really important and you should listen to it. My gut feeling comes up in dreams, actually. I dream a lot. I dream every evening, and I remember each dream every morning. And I've done that ever since I was 3 years old. Isn't that crazy? And I found out like 2 years ago that dreams, nobody knows what dreams are about. They don't know why. Nobody really knows why they happen or if they have any meaning. Still, we don't know anything about the brain, so it's still an ongoing research topic. But at the very least, I watched a video that said dreams are like a reflection of your subconscious thoughts. You really don't think about at all. So if you're stressed about some stuff, that might impair your dreams. That is a wild spinner background. Can't see shit. I don't even know how I landed next circles. There's things tucked in the back of your mind that you're just completely unaware of, and they will appear in your dreams. And one of them was such a vivid dream. It was so insane, so surreal that I had to write it down on my phone. And that was that. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, holy shit, I'm writing this down. And the story goes, I was a teenager and I woke up in my garden and it was snowing. And I get up and just go walk around. It's like every second I spend, it snows even more. It snows so hard actually that every step I take, I actually slow down. I was like, oh shit. I want to progress with this dream, but if time is slowing down, I actually can't progress. It gets to the point where I actually can't move. So to prevent this, I go to my garage and I find a heater and I turn it on. And for whatever reason, this heater is absolutely like busted and broken. It's like, in a good way, like this thing is so good, it heated up the entire planet and it stopped snowing. All because I turned on heater. And I go on, progress in my life. Years go by, decades go by, I grow up, I have kids, I have a family, whatever. And I progress with a dream. It's a pretty happy dream. And then I love missing on completely nothing. And then for some reason, as I have my chicken fart, which is basically a noodle soup, a Vietnamese noodle soup, I bring my soup spoon to my mouth and time starts slowing down again, but it's not snowing. Time slows down so much that the spoon freezes before it gets to my mouth. And that was scary because I felt like I'd already solved this problem of time freezing and time slowing down all of a sudden just by turning on the heater. So why is it coming back to me now? It's not snowing. And when a dream can't progress, at least for me, it feels suffocating. I actually feel like I'm suffocating in the dream because I can't move, I can't do anything, and nothing's happening. Like nothing's progressing. But then something magical happened, and I end up back to where I was as a teenager in my garden, and it's snowing again. Like time somehow reversed, and I can move again, and that's all good and dandy. But this time, I don't go to a heater and turn it on. I find like a tiny fiery red fox. It's not a fox that's on fire and getting cooked alive. It's more like the symbolic, like cartoony red fox. It's on fire, that sort of thing. And I notice it's getting cold, and there's a tiny little baby fox. So I bring it into my pocket, I take it into my house, and I feed it. I feed it any leftover food I have. In fact, it wasn't leftover food, I actually cooked it a meal. I cooked it roast chicken. Cut it up, I fed it to it. And I forgot that time froze. In fact, time doesn't freeze, it actually continues as normal. I live my life as I do, but the only difference is I have this little red fox in my pocket and I keep it, I like almost treasure it with me. I let it grow, I feed it, I take care of it. Years go by, decades go by, I have kids and family, and then life progresses normal, I get a job, whatever. But I noticed something's different about this life compared to the previous one, if you can put it that way. And it's that, I don't know, things just felt more harmonic in some way, or things just felt right in place. Like I felt like I was right where I need to be. And the cues for that is like, I don't know, some random shit that dreams do, like fish in a fishbowl swimming harmoniously in synchronization, like it makes sense, like it was meant to be. Whereas in the previous life that I lived, fish were just swimming out randomly, sporadically. There's no meaning behind the way they swim, there's no connection, they just swim. But in this new life, fish swim in unison, colors seem brighter, everything just seems to be correct. And the only difference is that I have this one little thing that I keep with me for the rest of my life, that I nurture and treasure, instead of having something temporary, like flicking on the switch of a heater. Like it was almost like a quick fix sort of thing. So that's the difference. There's a permanent, ongoing fix compared to a temporary one. And what does that even mean? Like I've been trying to question that for the past yeah. What does this dream mean? Because I feel like if it's a reflection of a subconscious, something in my mind is telling me that I'm missing something. It's basically the gist of it. And what I'm really missing is that despite me having all these wonderful life experiences, at university, outside of university, making new friends, finding new places to work, and settling in, cooking, cleaning, renting a house, stuff like that, I'm still coming back at the end of the day and feeling like, damn, I wish there was more that I could do. I mean, don't tell me wrong, like I'm not an inactive person. I've picked up like so many hobbies. I play guitar, I play badminton, I used to go climbing, I go to the gym. But guitar and badminton I play like almost every day. Yeah, I come home and I still feel like there's something more I can do, there's something missing. It took me a while to realise that actually I kind of miss YouTube. Like it was painful at first. I was actually happy to leave YouTube at first because I don't know if you guys realise, but these videos, they take a shit ton of time to make. when I first started making videos, I was skipping meals, I was skipping lectures, just to make sure I was moderating the server properly. I'm writing my scripts in Word, and then I intentionally wait every day to come up with new ideas to make sure that, you know, the brain does stuff that's like, okay, we can correct this, we can correct that, and I intentionally wait days so that I can have up new ideas, adjust my script every day until I feel like I'm satisfied. And then I hit record on Audacity, and then I have to put on Vegas Pro and collect all the clips that match what I'm saying, and then I have to find OST to put in the background, and then I have to make the video. I mean, make the thumbnail whilst the video is rendering. Every minute of a video takes at least 1 hour to 2 hours. So, wow, I actually just completely ranted about my videos. But it was worth the pain. And I think you can tell, because every time I speak in a video, I think you can tell that I'm passionate about what I do. Which just happens to be helping people get good at something. And in this case, it happens to be Osu. And despite the pain and the struggles, it was truly something special. I don't know what videos are like these days, but I've noticed that nobody's taken my place in terms of making guides for beginners. Content in general these days on YouTube is pretty lazy, if I have to be honest. It's trying to grab, you know, all the dopamine receptors that you have in the brain. And it's just edited in a way that it just doesn't hit with me. I don't know, it's because I'm of the older generation than the current generation, but it's just not good for general entertainment. There needs to be stuff that's more grounded, that's less, you know, less copy and paste, to be honest. There's just, it feels like the same videos I'm watching I mean, they're definitely AI generated, a lot of them, but they're very lazily slop edits to grab your attention, is basically my point. I think I'm glad to be back, which is surprising to say because I'm actually making my next video, which will be coming out in the next 3 weeks, but I took for granted how much work this actually was, but I'm still reminded of the fact that I feel like this is where I'm meant to be, at least for the next 10 years. I don't plan on being a YouTuber, but at least having some sort of side hobby that you genuinely care about, like a genuine passion for you, like no matter through the struggle or pain, you don't really notice it in the grand scheme of things because you're having too much fun doing whatever it is you're doing and whatever it is that you love. And that's crazy coming from someone who like barely uploads, right? But as I said, it takes a long time to make these videos. It got to the point where I was making the most recent video that I'm gonna make, I'll upload in the next 3 weeks. I'm gonna rewrite it. It used to be a 17-minute video. I'm gonna shorten it down to 10 minutes. I rewrote the script. I already edited like 20% of the video, but I'm still gonna redo the script because I want to make it 10 minutes. Because I have a life now, and Osu will not be my life, but it will be a passionate project to play and to make videos. But I only have a limited time to make use of it. I only have a limited time to make use of to make sure that I'm producing good content that actually matters to people and matters to me and is good quality. So I'll try and make my videos 10 minutes from now on because I know I can shorten down a lot of my videos. I do say the same thing like 10 times over, but damn, I've yapped for 27 minutes. I really need to cut this down in editing. I can't believe I have to edit this video. I'm editing an April Fool's video. First it was going to be just a 15-minute video of a blank screen, and I thought that'd be funny, but here I am yapping about stuff because I thought I would at least make the most of coming back for the first time in 4 years in some way. It says almost 9 AM. I should be in work. I should be heading to the office. But here I am making videos, and I probably will have to edit videos for the next 2 hours. In fact, I'm still editing the video, and it's probably going to take longer than 2 hours. This was supposed to be an April Fool's. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just going to have fun with it. One cool thing that I did in the past 2 weeks is I went to Kel 4, which is in LAN, Osu, Poland. OSU tournament in Poland, in Gdańsk, and that was really cool because I've never been in person to any LAN tournament before, let alone an OSU one, and I met people for the first time who still remember me and were happy to see me. It's completely wild. Like, shout out to Max or Mix on Discord. He's the person who hosts the tournament. Shout out to Mega Hello. He refs the tournament, or probably refed one match in the tournament. Shout out to Stupak, Massey Paws. He played in the tournament. Stupak wasn't even playing OSU. He didn't play OSU for like a year, but he just came back to say hello to me, which is kind of wild. And then I just randomly bumped into Stupak again, randomly in the evening, out on Deluga Street, which is like, it's a 20-minute Uber drive away from the actual venue. Wait, I just realized I wasn't even in the tournament on the first day, because I dragged along two of my friends who didn't play OSU at all, don't even know what that shit is about, but one of them heard that I was planning to go to Poland and he wanted to tag along because why not? And then the other, as I was on a phone call with him, I was telling him about my plans to go to Poland, and he was like, what the fuck, where was my invite? And this was like a week before the triple sum shit. And I just found it hilarious, because I was like, okay, sure, come along if you want. And this motherfucker did come along, so now there's the three of us going to Poland. One of them's actually interested in the thing that they're going to Poland for, and the others are tagging on for fun. And the first day was supposed to be the first day of the tournament on a Saturday, but I ended up going out the entire day, because it was such a nice day. Gdańsk is a really lovely city. There's lots of nice architecture around it. It was really, really wonderful. And the second day I actually did turn up and watch the tournament in person. And can I just say, like, this is the one thing that is really special about the community. One of many things, despite all the terrible shit that the community gets, is that people love this game so much that they're doing shit for free and even at a loss, especially with tournaments. Like, this is an in-person tournament for top level players. Malachevsky was gay, he completely swept the entire scene, obviously, but nothing is done for a game. Everything is done as a loss, and it's all done out of the love for the game. It was wild seeing that the Poon is still on the production team. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but he used to be a top player many years back, and he's still hanging around doing production stuff for like pretty much everything in the tournament scene, which is completely wild to me. Like, just in general, people love this game so much in this community that they're willing to take time out of their day for free and lose money, all for the sake of the game and the community. And just meeting people in person that I know about from my Discord was just pretty insane. Like, in the early morning, Max, the tournament organizer, was frantically running around and making sure everything was working. PCs, cables, entire setup, way more than you can imagine. And I didn't want to disturb him, but Mega brought me near the stage and was like, yo, Max. And Max was so exhausted, he said, not right now, bro, I'm so busy. And I'll never forget this, because the moment he saw me, his eyes literally widened and his face blew up. And you know what he said? He said, Tony, I can't fucking believe it. And he comes up, hugs me, straight up fucking like almost lift me off the floor, so he just twice my height. And I'm not a Discord person. It looks like I chat a lot on Discord, but I actually don't. That's the only server. My server is the only server I ever speak on. That's the only public server I speak on. Like, a lot of other Discord servers I even write any message once a day into is like a private one saying, anybody want to play some League? Why did I even say that? Why did I even admit that? Anyway, that I'm meeting people in person, and I realized that, oh, I've had an impact on these people, and this experience they had on the server, or the experience they have from the game and watching my videos, means a lot. It caused multiple tournaments to run under my name, even whilst I was inactive. I literally had no part in it at all. And, mate, this guy Max, he used to be one of the biggest troublemakers in my server, I swear down. But he's now, and has been, the host of the biggest Polish OSU LAN, KEL, Kingwin Esports Lounge, for the past few years. It's just, I actually can't fathom it. So, it's things like this that has inspired me even further to come back. So I want to do more content that isn't just improvement videos. I mean, is learning how to hold a pen really an improvement video? So I've already done informational content is what I want to do, and I'd also like to expand more into general not entertainment, but more like fun stuff. Like I'm planning to go to COE, and I just want to do like a vlog, for example, and just chat to players, ask them pretty interesting questions. Like, I don't know, there are other people that go out there and interview people and say, okay, what's your favorite food? What's your I don't know, name one hobby that people wouldn't expect you to be doing. Like that sort of stuff where it's not just about the game but more about the person. I thought that'd be fun to do and interesting because it tells you more about the person who's just clicking circles. So those are my long-term plans for the next 10 years, is to make content, and then I'll be off because I'm forced to grow up and have a family and do all that. But the next 10 years I'm hoping to settle into this plan. And that's pretty much it from me, to be honest. I've yapped on for too long. I hope it's not 30 minutes, this video. But if you're stuck around for this long, you're either put this video in the background and forgot about it, or you're bored as fuck, or I don't know. But thank you. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.